These two brothers murdered their parents in cold blood in order to inherit their parents' fortune. They were identified as Lyle and Erik Menendez. The brothers, on August 20, 1989, killed their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, in their Beverly Hills home. The brothers claimed they carried out the act out of fear that one day, their parents would kill them first. They claimed that their father was an abusive, pedophilic father who molested them sexually on several occasions, while their mother was a type that doesn't give a fuck. Pardon my language.
Did your father have sexual contact with you?
Yes.
And how did it start?
Just started with, after sports practices, he would massage me, and we would have these talks, and he would show me, and he would fondle me, and he would ask me to do the same with him, and I would touch him, and we would undress. Just became more involved.
What do you mean more involved?
We would be in the bathroom, and he would put me on my knees, and he would guide me, all my movements, and I would have oral sex with him.
The court, however, deduced that there was an underlying motive behind their actions. The two brothers were set to inherit millions of dollars and several properties across the country, but none of these can happen unless their parents are declared dead. But why did the Menendez brothers really kill their parents? This question has left many people confused. There is no doubt that this case is one of the most high-profile criminal trials in modern history, and if you don't know which side of the story to believe, watch this video to the end to find out all the details. Then you can decide for yourself. To the outside world, Lyle and Erik Menendez had a perfect life. They were born into a wealthy, successful family who lived in large houses in nice neighborhoods. Their father was intelligent and hardworking, while their mother was a devoted mother and housewife. However, the Menendez brothers claim Jose was an abusive father who subjected them to emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. However, there's no concrete evidence to support their claim. On the day the brothers murdered their parents, Jose and Kitty were watching a movie in the den of their sprawling Beverly Hills mansion when Lyle and Erik walked into the room carrying shotguns. Without thinking twice, one of the brothers shot their father point blank at the back of his head. They shot him 5 more times on every part of his body. They also shot their mother 9 times, but somehow remained alive. She was found lying in the hallway following a trail of blood, suggesting that she had made a valiant effort to get away, while Lyle went out to his car to reload his rifle. When he came back, he sent out the fatal shot to the side of her face, and she died immediately. After this, the boys waited for the police to respond to the sound of the gunshots, but when they realized no one was coming, they got into their car and drove to a movie theater, where they bought a ticket to watch a movie. They also disposed their bloodied clothes and the murder weapon. When they came back around midnight, Lyle called 911 and cried to the dispatcher that someone had killed his parents. Officers immediately arrived at the scene, and the brothers told them an elaborate story of how they were out watching a movie at the cinema, only to come home to find their parents dead. The officers took down their statements, and with no reason to suspect the boys, the police bid them their condolences and let them go on their way. 6 months after the death of their parents, Lyle and Erik managed to blow through almost $1 million. They went on luxury vacations to London and the Caribbean, and also bought expensive cars. The police began suspecting that the brothers might be involved in the death of their parents. This is due to the huge amount of money they inherited and their extravagant spending spree. In a bid to find out the truth, the police persuaded one of Erik's close friends to wear a microphone and attempt to get him to confess his involvement in the murder, but Erik vehemently denied it. Meanwhile, the boys were having separate therapy sessions with one doctor, Jerome Oziel. During one of the sessions, Erik was overwhelmed with guilt that he plainly confessed his involvement in the murder of his parents to the doctor. Erik eventually told his brother that the doctor had already known their secret, so they went ahead and began threatening the doctor's life and was also devising a plan to kill him. Fearing for his life, Dr. Oziel confessed to his girlfriend what the boys told him, and she's the one who went to the police with the information. The brothers were eventually apprehended and were tried simultaneously. However, they still stood their ground that they carried out the act not because of the reward they were bound to get, but as an act of fear to reverse their own deaths. Now, let facts show you the actual footage of their confessions at the court.
We would have these talks, and he would show me, and he would fondle me, and he would ask me to do the same with him, and I would touch him, and we would undress. Just became more involved.
What do you mean more involved?
We would be in the bathroom, and he would put me on my knees, and he would guide me, all my movements, and I would have oral sex with him.
Did you want to do this? At some point, did he do some other things to you?
Yes.
What else did he do to you?
He raped me. And he said that he didn't mean to hurt me. And he loved me.
What did he tell you about telling people?
He just said that it was our secret. That bad things would happen to me if I told anybody. And I told him I never would.
The Erik Menendez defense, Your Honor, calls Erik Menendez.
Well, I wanted to be liked as much as Lyle. He would stick things in me as he was giving me oral sex, or at times he would just sit on the bed with his legs up, spread, and with his back to the back of the bed, and he would have me give him oral sex, and he would stick the needles or the tacks into my thighs as he was doing this.
Were there times when, following one of these episodes with your father, you'd be crying?
Yes.
Did your mother ever come upon you when you were crying?
Sometimes after these, I'd have to go downstairs to dinner, or afterwards, and she would come when she'd see me crying, and
Did she ever ask you, Erik, what are you crying about?
No.
Would she ask you that sometimes if you were crying and it had nothing to do with sex with your father?
Yes.
And what would she say, if anything, to you when you were crying following these episodes with your father?
She would say, "Do what I told you to do."
What had she told you to do?
She taught me how to hide my tears and to not cry. And if I was crying, she taught me how to get rid of the tears. I just wanted more than anything else that when I died, that no one would find out that this was happening to me.
The brothers also confessed to the court that both of them were also having an affair with each other.
Did you do something to your brother?
Yes.
What did you do to your brother?
I took him out to the woods whenever I felt, I don't know, I took him out sometimes, and I took a toothbrush also, and I played with Erik in the same way. And I'm sorry.
Lyle and Erik Menendez were convicted on 2 counts of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit a murder. Both were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Personally, even Fax doesn't know which side of the story to believe. However, there is no doubt that sexual molestation is a very traumatic experience, but do you think committing murder is the best solution to it? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to give us a like, share this video, and most importantly, subscribe to my YouTube channel to catch all our full and uncensored contents. Remember to also follow and interact with Fax on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram as well.